Hey guys, welcome back to the Snapbrain Chronicles. Today we're back at you with another Ratchet video. Okay, today we have this Mac Ratchet. It's a 1/4-inch drive, and this is the MR5F USA, and has 04 there. Not sure what the 04 is. But before we really jump into this, could you do me a big favor and hit the like button, and also subscribe to my channel if you find these videos at all helpful or maybe entertaining. That would help me out a lot. Okay, so yeah, we have this Mac. This is the Mac Flex Head. It's a small one. Like I said, it's only 1/4-inch. If you look at the handle, the knurling is okay. It's it's pretty consistent all throughout, but it's not. It's kind of like not very aggressive. It's pretty roundish. All the knurlings, they're pretty round feeling. They're not very sharp at all. So okay, let's see how long this is. This comes in at about 6 inches, and there's a ball with detents for the flex positions. I believe there's 6. Let me see. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, there's 6 indents for like 6 positions. Actually, there's like a 7th position, because if you go down to the last indent, and then you can go down here, which doesn't have an indent, but it's, I guess you can call it a position. It's like the 90-degree position. And this is, you can see the switch moving, so we know this is some sort of a Batwing style ratchet. One thing to note also is that I don't know if it's just this one or if it's goes for most of these, but the back drag is pretty stiff on this one. So if any of you guys have one of these, let me know if you have that problem too, if the back drag is pretty stiff on your MR5F. Okay, let's open this up and see what's inside. Has 2 screws, and I don't really see any Loctite or anything on these screws. And this is what they look like. They're pretty small, so be careful with them. There's that one. And now just pull up on the anvil and you get the plate out. Okay, here's the plate. Has some engraved letters, clean, engraved, or stamped. Probably more, I think might be most likely stamped. Clean and oil regularly, replace worn parts. And the thickness on this is pretty good. It's a pretty decent thickness on this plate. It's a little bit heavy. And here is the gear. This is what it looks like. The teeth are pretty sharp. Not sure how many teeth is on this ratchet. Let me see real quick. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Could it be 32 teeth on this? That seems kind of coarse. But yeah, I would say probably like 32 32 teeth on this gear. Looks well done. It's pretty good. The ball looks well centered. I think I got this, it was a little bit pitted. You can see some of the pitting on the surface there. But the teeth and everything are in pretty nice shape. I don't see any flaws in the teeth or any damage in the teeth. Okay, and to get the paw out, there's another screw on the switch here. Has a little screw. And I think I do detect a little bit of some sort of Loctite or something on the screw there. It looks kind of gray or white or something. And the screw is pretty small. But I guess that would make sense to put some on the switch itself, since it gets a lot of back and forth action on that screw. It looks like this switch was painted originally from the factory. You can see some of the paint has worn off or flaked off of the switch. This switch is metal, but it's not steel or anything that is attracted by a magnet. It's not magnetic. And you see these two protrusions here. These two protrusions go into that slot there on the pole. Just something curious, there's like two little dots up top there. I don't know if that's some kind of a marking, if that stands for something. And you just slide the switch, those protrusions in a line into that slot, and that's how you get it to switch back and forth. Okay, this might be the tricky part, because you take the pole out, but there's a ball and a spring underneath, and you don't want to lose those, so just be cautious with that. Here's the ball. It's a pretty big ball for a 1/4 inch. I think in the hole there, it's pretty big to accommodate that ball. And what did I do with my pick? Okay, and there is a spring in there, and there's the hole. I'm gonna just leave the spring in there. Maybe I'll take it out just to show. It's a small spring. Not too much to see there. And you can see the hole there. It's pretty decent sized. And the inside, excuse me, of the mechanism here looks pretty good. Everything looks well broached. It's also chromed on the inside. Some of the chrome is kind of coming off a little bit, I guess, through that little bit of pitting that was in there. But all in all, pretty good. This seems like a pretty decent, solid little ratchet. It's a 1/4 inch with a batwing paw, which I wouldn't go crazy with, but it seems like a pretty sturdy mechanism. To get it back together, take the ball and drop it onto the spring. Like that. Okay, take the whole side, and it's gonna go out that way, inside, and this round part is gonna face you. And hopefully, let's see if no. Okay. And you push it down like that, and then you switch, you maneuver it to where this side was pushing down on it, but you twist it this way so the ball goes into one of those slots there. Okay, now what I like to do is I like to put the switch on immediately, just to keep that pawl from wanting to get loose. You take that small screw, and you screw that into the switch like that. Now it should be switching. Alright, now you take your gear, you drop that in like that. Take your plate, drop that in on with the letters, you know, on the outside, make sure. And you grab your screws. And you screw your plate. Remember, these screws are pretty tiny. Look at the little tiny threading there. You don't want to get too tight with these. You don't want to go crazy and strip them out, because I don't know, these screws don't look very common. Just kind of finger tight there. Make sure they're just finger tight. Yep. Yeah. Okay. And if you want them really secure, you could put some thread lock on the screw to make sure they don't back out on you. But there you go. That's the Mac MR5F USA. Seems like a pretty useful little ratchet. I like the flex head on this. I like that it's flex and it has the indents with the ball instead of just kind of that floppy flex, which in time sometimes get floppy and gets loose. This one, you know, with the indents, it's always going to be kind of secure, I guess, unless the spring really breaks or something. And except for that back drag I was telling you about, kind of excessive, it seems like a pretty good little ratchet. Okay guys, until next time.